Right, trying to get rid of this second of the invading Persian army stacks from Afghanistan. Finally pinned them down, been chasing them around for a while. And who we got? The King's Brigade, the 1st Brigade. The oldest one, of course, being the 1st Brigade, obvious to say. What have we got? So they have more than me, but a lot of their... Oh no, not a lot, but quite a few of their troops are well, pretty poor quality, really. So probably the difference in numbers is made up by bad quality troops. So yeah, we'll get into them and see if I can't take a great big chunk out of them anyway. Right, so I finished deploying. Got a bit of high ground up here, of course, but my intention is going to be to try and advance, but because they're bigger than me, the odds are they're going to come straight for me. And because I'm musket armed troops, it's in my interest to hold a line, so I'm going to try and develop this this high flank, if you like, to sort of form a musket line up on high. I think we're basically lined up from left to right, the 2nd, the Queens, the Buffs next to them. I'll put the Royal Fusiliers, the 7th Foot, next in line. The 4th Kings, yeah, the King's Own, on the flank with the 8th King's Foot dispersed. Got one on each flank and the Grenadiers in the middle in case the Fusiliers aren't the hardiest of close combat fighters, so in case they need some big brazen boys, I've stuck the Grenadiers behind them. Usual stuff, got my howitzers bang in the middle of the line so they get maximum coverage, and terrain's a bit of a pain in the bum, but then I suppose for me it isn't really, because that's going to act as a breakwater, so they'll have to flow around it. If they don't come rushing at me, it's going to be in my interest to try and get on this ridge really, but we'll see. Set a salvo up there quick. Ooh. That's going to hurt. What is it? Flaming carcasses? Yep. They're going to play. Just getting the boys moving forward. Cavalry on the right, chaps, take care. Fog's effective, it certainly stops you from seeing what you want. Can you make a dent in those or not? Yeah. Good. I can't neutralise them before they do too much more damage to my buffs. Have you hurting my buffs, you nasty buggers? This terrain's a damn nuisance, all that. Sorry, the fog. Oh, there we go. They've organised themselves. And they're coming for us, boys. general assault going on. Too much about me. I'm getting shot. Oh Christ, hold on. Have I got a unit wavering? Unit wavering, what's going on there? Steady now, boys. Don't like wavering, thank you. Oh well, I'll charge. Hopefully rude and not too hot. Can't see what's going on. Go. Boys. They're going to be untidy. You can't have untidy. Oh. I didn't check them, did I? Silly devil. Come on. Get yourself organised, man. I'm like a noob. What else? They've been fended off, so this flank is the wobbly one. Oh dear. Another one worth having a pop at. Can't finish these off. They're all going. Don't worry about the levy. caught 'em well. Caught 'em well. Killed 3 out of 4 of them. Still over 1,000 left, but I'll chase them around the countryside. Oh, they've gone that way. Chase them around the countryside for a bit longer and... see if I can't catch them. So the Persian campaign, right. I'm having a bit of a rethink in terms of strategy because the big old Russian bear has sort of woken up. As you can see from the map down on the bottom left. Can I make it bigger? Yeah, sort of. Not worth it. Yeah, as you can see from the map, Russia are just dominant. I know I have India, so I can hold my own, but Russia with their huge armies, Sweden are doing very well as well. At the moment I'm not at war with them, it's just Russia I'm at war with. But because I have borders with them in this part of the world, I'm sort of trying to rebuild the garrison in Venice. Venetia. But anyway, yeah. Thinking about a bit of a strategy rethink. I've withdrawn a brigade from India, I've withdrawn a brigade from America, and I've diverted them to Europe. I'm going to sort of stabilise my lines a bit. Going to go on a very deliberate naval campaign in the Mediterranean initially to hunt out every enemy port, kill every single enemy ship I can find there, blockade every single port so they can't rebuild, so the Mediterranean can be safe. And then once I've done that, hopefully I'll be able to move whatever sort of battle fleets I've got out up around the Mediterranean and start scavenging around the sort of the Baltic and Northern Europe and up in this very top in the Arctic Circle. Again, same principle, so I can hunt down every last enemy ship I can find and blockade the ports. And then when I've got control of the seas, playing Great Britain, of course, that's important. When I've got control of the seas, then it'll free me up a bit and it'll take away the sort of concern, if you like, of any potential for seaborne invasion. So that's the plan. See if I can get there before they jump me and mug me. There you go. Right, so what are we doing? So Persia. I think these are just loads of militia. Yeah, I don't really need it. Originally I built them with the intention of moving them up here for when I capture the last 2 Persian regions. That's going a lot slower, of course, because now I've had to waste time retiring my brigades all the way back. But I think we'll send this little chappy chap up here just to see if he can hunt any Persian armies out. Can't, apparently. I think makes sense to do that. Oh, hold on. What have we got here? What do I do? Apparently I haven't withdrawn the 3rd Brigade. What do I do? So if I move the Irish in to capture Persia itself, assuming they can, once the... is this the kings? Your Majesty? Yeah, once the kings have finished their hunting expedition, yes, we've got these guys to follow on through as well, they can move on to Azerbaijan, take probably around 5 or 6 turns to complete that little mission. Can't imagine the AI doing a sort of a force march through the Karakum Desert, but you never know. Let's do a quick save. In which case, the Anglians, what do I do? Do I press into the Ottoman Empire? Gonna have to deal with them at some point, and they're determined to not make peace, so okay. Decisions. I think I might send the Anglian Brigade. Capture Baghdad. Yeah, they'll be... right, yeah. Okay, so they'll be onto Persia in 1 or 2 turns, depending on the terrain. So I can send the Anglians. Oh, it's gone off slow again. To
Forward! Up! Anything
God,
more?
it's gone slow. Come on.
By the left! March!
In the First World War, I forget his name at the minute, but a British general famously marched on Baghdad and got held up at Kut. Ah, there you go. Lost his entire army. Let's just hope I'm not about to do that with the Anglians. I'm fairly sure there were some regiments from Anglia in that fated army as well. Anyway, so I've got the port blockade, the 2 enemy ports blockaded, the rest are under my control. Those 3 brigades are all busy. Europe, I've been hunting. Yeah, trade at the moment, I mean, okay for the time being, because both of the people I trade with have freed their ports up, which is very nice of them. I know it won't last long, but I've got to make hay while the sun shines, and at the moment I've got quite a nice bank balance there. So I've got a few sloops I've built, and I'm sort of starting the process of trying to tie up all the Mediterranean and Black Sea ports and other shipping. I've taken a bit of a gamble and pulled out all the combat ships I've got from the trade areas and brought them into the Mediterranean.
Orders?
As you can see, I've got two Admirals there, don't need them. I've also, again, a bit of a risk financially, but I've also started building more troops. Might either form a new brigade, which will be the 7th, which I think would do a brigade from the north, so probably a northern brigade. Or I might send them to garrison. Would depend how determined Russia are to try and force a passage through this sort of southeastern zone. At the moment I've got the ports blockaded, they've got no fleets here, so they can't come at me from the sea from this across the Adriatic. I'm hoping to get to this would be Gallipoli, wouldn't it? So to get into these, I can't think what they're called, but the straits here, and then blockade the Black Sea, all the ports and fleets in the Black Sea. So hopefully I'll control the sea in the Mediterranean. I think I've said all that anyway. And then we'll have to see what's happening up here. But that can wait. So, Europe, yeah. I'll leave Europe as it is for the time being. And up here I've withdrawn I definitely have withdrawn one of the brigades from here, I think. Oh, the guards. I sent the guards back to Europe, so they're on the high seas at the moment. There were 3 Cherokee armies all stacked themselves up here, so I've got an agent into this stack just to see how depleted they are, because from the flags I can tell all of them they're not at full strength. But these 2 are anyone's guess. So I've got a bit of a pincer movement going on here, so they can't move up here because of the hills, of course. What are they? What hills are they? Does it tell me? Don't know much about the geography of America. Anyway, those hills. Them there are hills. Got the 2nd Queen's Brigade trying to pen them in, assuming it will let me exert a zone of control and intercept them if they come through. Didn't last time. Otherwise they'll just blow straight past me as though I'm not there and cause me some problems. So I think it's end turn time. We're now winter 17-18. We're probably about to bounce in at 17-19. Do a quick save and see what we can see. So Prussia are under the cosh from Russia and Sweden at the minute. They were pretty dominant really in Central and Eastern Europe at the beginning of the game. But they've just been hammered back and back and back. The AI has different ideas. I have to remember to re-blockade that port. And Russia. Oh, okay, they're going back. decided they're not that keen. Oh no, they've got a bigger army. There's a big old looking fleet. Have to have a closer look at that one when the end turn finishes. Was that up Denmark way, wasn't it? And Sweden. Presumably there is some tactical value to all these little single units running around the board like little lunatics. Oh, that's good. Persia have got a massive army stack trying to get rid of me from that port. They're not going to get very far. It's Denmark. Okay, the Cherokees are looking for a way round. Right, I might have them next turn. Who's this? Oh, Georgie Porgy. No, don't want to do you. Go away. Find a port. Oh, yeah. That was clever. A bit glitchy. No, try and fight them would be rage. I'll just concede and lose a sloop.
Lost.
Right, I'll have you as well, because I've got some big ships in the mid now, you fool. I think that was the one that was down south. Right, so... Ooh. Right, okay, so there's no army in there, but that's a big old fleet. Fortunately, most of them are 5th rate, so I can... I think I've got any... Bugger. Could have done with a few turns. You've come out too soon. Could have done with a few turns to get built up, really. I'm going to have to... Yeah, I'm good. Oh, God. Could have done with watching where they went, to be completely honest, but... Right, I'll have to remember to come back to that. So what I'll do is I'll close this section of the video down and either splice in or start a new video, because I think I'm probably about half an hour.